Hey, CrossFitters, welcome back. It's Coach Bob here, CrossFit Glen Burnie, and today's episode posted a little bit late. Sometimes things are just like that. Sometimes you try to get something done and things just don't go your way. But you know what? It's days like that you either give up or you keep on trying. So today was kind of like that for me. And so I just want to share a little bit of how today went. Today's a big snow, right? So we had to close the gym in the afternoon and the evening. Just the roads looked really bad. So we decided just to kind of close the gym for the afternoon. But you know, we know the sun's going to come out tomorrow. It's going to melt most of the snow, and we'll be back in there again. I even saw some folks making their way back in today. One of the coaches was able to open up the gym later on and kind of invited the community in on the Facebook group. So I was glad to see some folks were able to get in there. But anyway, today was just one of those days. I felt like I was going through quicksand at times, you know, and I think sometimes things are like that. You know, you try to do something and it just doesn't work out, and you try and it doesn't work out. I had a comment on one of my videos. It was on the hanging leg tuck. Somebody said, hey, you know, Coach, I've been trying to get my hanging leg tuck, but I just, you know, I'm just hitting a mental block with it. I need some help. And, you know, when we try something over and over again, and we don't see the progress that we're making, it can get really frustrating. It can feel like we're stuck in the mud or in quicksand or walking through quicksand like that. And my advice to you is, I know that you can, you know, you've done hard things in the past, and I know and I believe in what you can do. So all you have to do is, you know, put your mind to rest a little bit, because you are making progress on those things. Sometimes it doesn't feel like we are making progress, but like in the case of the hanging leg tuck, it's one of those things where you either you got it or you don't quite have it yet. And if you don't quite have it yet, it's hard to see the progress that you're making on that task that you're trying to do. So my advice, my comment back to the person that was asking for some advice was, you know, maybe get a friend to videotape or video your progress, so you can see the little bit of progress that you are making, so that you can actually start to feel a little bit better about the fact that you are making progress. And I believe in you. You've done hard things before, and I know, you know, sometimes when things are tough and it feels like you're not making progress, you're probably very close to making progress on the thing that you want to make progress on. Now, for me today, I think I was a little distracted. I was making this grilled cheese sandwich and I put it in the pan. I had the butter and everything. Yeah, it was super. I was going through some leftovers. So normally I don't eat grilled cheese, but we had a couple of slices of bread left over from the Christmas holiday, and we had some family over. So I had some American cheese, and I was like, I'm going to make myself a grilled cheese sandwich. Great for a good snowy day like this. So I had the 2 crusts of bread, you know, the end parts, plus I only had 1 whole slice of bread and 2 crusts. So I made it into 1.5 sandwiches, just sort of divided it up that way. Got the butter going, got the pan going. I had it on the medium heat. And then I decided, as it was in the pan, I had to go to the bathroom. So I said, I'll just stop in to the bathroom and I'll come back in a minute or two. I forgot that I had the grilled cheese sandwich in the pan. I came back out and it was burned on one side. So I was like, all right, I think I can eat this. So I did. It was crunchy. It wasn't too bad. But the day was kind of like that, where I would get distracted on something while I was busy doing something else. We had a whole chicken that I got from Butcher Box, and I was going to make it for dinner. So I put the chicken in a big pot of water with some salt, and I wanted it to brine for several hours. So I did that, and I put it in the refrigerator. No problem with that whatsoever. Um, the chicken comes with, I think what's called giblets and the neck and stuff like that. And I know from my experience with my mom that she would make gravy with that. So you put it in a pan, in a pot of water, with some celery, some onions, maybe some herbs and stuff like that. And you just let it simmer, because you want it to reduce, and that kind of strengthens the flavor. You can end up with a nice chicken broth. So I figured I'd make some gravy to go with the chicken. Completely forgot that I had this thing on the stove. It was on a very low heat, by the way. And it was going for several hours at a very low heat. It was perfectly fine, except that I had forgotten about it. And then my wife was starting to shovel some snow off of the cars and stuff like that. And I was like, okay, but she must be cooking something, because I smell something. I was in the basement. I was playing chess, and I was just so wrapped up in the game that I was playing and I played lots of chess. I lost track of what was going on in the kitchen. And I was like, hey, Margaret, what are you cooking? Because whatever you're cooking, I think it's done. And she says, I'm not cooking anything. And I was like, well, I'm going to go find out what's going on. So I went into the kitchen and said, oh my goodness, I left my chicken broth. It was like the pan had, all the water had completely evaporated, and it was nice and toasty in the bottom. So it was two things in a day. And I could have given up, right? I could have like said, okay, that's it. This ain't going to work out. But I'll tell you that you don't give up, right? So clean the pot. That was done. There was no way I was saving that. But it was time to put the chicken in the oven anyway. So I got the chicken dressed, got it all ready to go. Put that in the oven, had an oven thermometer. It was going to turn itself off when it was done. No problem there. And then I was like, well, after it had baked or roasted, I did have it in kind of like a pan of water. And I was like, well, I can use that to make the gravy. So I took some bits of the chicken, some of the drippings and that kind of a thing, threw that in a pan, threw in an onion, threw in some butter, and then added some mushrooms and made an excellent gravy. It turned out great. So I was really happy with it, because it wasn't looking too good early in the day, but my wife was busy. Like I was saying, she was clearing up the snow. She likes to kind of get some good exercise out there. And she was also working on making her videos for her college courses she teaches. So I was happy to be able to make a nice dinner, and then let her know that dinner was ready. And she came in and she said it was so nice. So big A plus. So even though, we try to do things, and sometimes they just don't work out, and you can give up, right? But like I said, I believe in you. You've done hard things before. And I know if you put your mind to it, if you focus, if you can set out what your goal is, what you want to accomplish, I know that if you can get that far, if you can visualize it, then I know you can take the steps to get there. It might take a lot longer than what you might think, but I've seen you work hard before. So keep up the good work. Take care and have a good night. Peace.